All right, good people, good people. All right, we're good, we're good, we're good. How we looking on YouTube? All right, y'all. So let's have this quick conversation. I know if you are watching this early in the morning, you're like, why or when does this brother sleep? Well, listen, man, there's just urgent things happening. And why is he dressed up? Man, because I got things to do. Um, so mastery and 2023 and any year, this is applicable to any year you might be finding yourself entering. Okay, so there's a book by Robert Greene called Mastery. And if you're familiar with his work, right, he just kind of digs deep into human nature and patterns and all kinds of cool stuff that we do, okay, to grow and evolve and and just develop ourselves, right, as human beings. And so one of the things that really blew me away about the book Mastery was just this universal pattern of apprenticeship, how we all, at some point when we make up our minds or we decide we want to be masterful at something, what happens is we end up um, having to sort of submit to an apprenticeship, right? Um, Whether it's, Einstein or any writer that you find that you admire, they all have some apprenticeship period, right? They either get mentored, they get taught, educated, trained, conditioned. We all see this in movies, especially, right? When somebody, is sort of like gonna be the hero of the film, they end up hanging around someone who's an older figure who trains them, conditions them, and prepares them for the battles ahead, right? Classic is like Mr. Miyagi, right? In the Karate Kid, he trains Daniel-san, right? And conditions him and prepares him for the win and for the fights that are coming. So similarly, I think we owe it to ourselves, right, to really submit to a path of mastery. Now, I just want to also clarify one of the things that is a undermining factor, I think, with whatever results we can produce or are capable of producing, is the fact that most of the time when we are looking for a program or looking for an outlet or looking for a solution, what we're looking for is relief instead of mastery. I'm going to say it again. What we're looking for is relief instead of mastery. And as a result of just pursuing relief, like what I mean by relief is, we're looking for that quick fix, that quick, program or whatever that thing is, a pill, a quick diet, or whatever the thing is that gives us relief, maybe even produces results, but those results aren't long lasting, right? And so ultimately, the path to everything I think we all want and hold dear is inside of mastery. It's inside of committing to a path of this is the thing that I will master. Fun fact is, if you're not mastering something, then chances are you are mastered by something, right? You're mastered by your schedule. You're mastered by the job. You're mastered by the family drama and trauma. You're mastered by the relationship that you're in. You're mastered by your emotions. Like, right, you're at the effect of something. So the challenge I wanted to kind of put out there right now was based on some of the work that I've been doing over these past few months, as far as looking at what the tools are that people are using and or can use to support them on the path of mastery. But mastery has got to be something you subscribe to. If you're not interested in mastery at all, you should probably turn this off and turn away, because this won't even make sense to you. When we look at the greats, the Michael Jordans, the Mike Tysons, the Kobe Bryants, you name them, right? They all surrendered to mastery. You want to go after a championship in an athletic realm, submit to mastery. You want to end up in the Olympics, submit to some kind of mastery, right? It's a personal immersion into something that allows you to come out of it greater, right? And so over the past month or so, one of the things that I created was a training called Secret seven Google Calendar hacks, right? And I realized that it's very kind of targeted. Like not everybody's like a nerd like that, right? Not everyone's like interested in like, oh, well, let me learn how to do good training, right? People don't. Nobody's coming out of bed in the morning like, oh, I want some eggs, some bacon, and a Google Calendar training. Nobody's interested in that. I get it. Okay. But the thing is, if you're going to be masterful, there's one thing that you're going to have to master. It's how you use your time in the pursuit of being masterful, right? If you skip gym time, if you skip meal times, if you don't give yourself enough resting periods, right? There's just trouble on the other side, or just forget about all your aspirations, hopes, and dreams of bringing home the gold or whatever the version of the gold is for you, right? Ascending in your career path, building great businesses, growing in your craft, you name it, right? Just kiss all that stuff goodbye if you're not interested in mastery. So dialing it back over to planning for 2023 and dialing it over to what I just shared with you about the secret Google Calendar hacks, I realize that most people don't understand the relationship between mastery and time, right? And that relationship between mastery and time is everything, because when you basically block out, put the blinders on and say, listen, there's 168 hours in a week. I'm going to sleep, what's that, 42 to 56 hours, right? A week. You take that out. I'm going to have, this much commute time, right? You take that out. This is going to be all my self-care time. You take it out. Yeah, before you know it, you barely have, maybe if you're lucky, 6 or 7 hours remaining, right? After all the busy stuff is done. Okay. But what you do or how you plan or what tools you use to plan out those time windows, especially if you're someone who's aspiring to kind of create a business or create, or even just pour yourself into your own craft and be creative, right? Produce artwork. You're going to have to master the craft of protecting that time and executing like a maniac in that window of time in order for you to gain traction and become masterful. What I got from that book I mentioned a moment ago was that everything that we really, really want is on the other side of mastery. The reason why is because it produces a certain kind of discipline, a certain kind of character chiseling and confrontation that has to happen in order for us to be our best. You got to confront failure. You got to confront exhaustion. You got to confront annoyance. You got to confront the elements, especially if you're in the athletic realm. There are so many things that you have to deal with if you are on the path of mastery, pursuing mastery, right? So the question is, do you have the tools? And if you don't, what tools do you need in order for you to fulfill on whatever your path of mastery is? And I kind of realized, like, ultimately, big picture wise, life really comes down to, if you're not on the path of mastering something, you're on the path of just maintaining and coasting and getting by, and doing your best to make good, better, best decisions to keep yourself afloat. There's nothing wrong with that. However, if you find yourself terrified about future outcomes or scenarios, that is where you have to look to see what your relationship is with mastery, because whatever it is that you can master, especially when it comes to this sort of capitalistic world, whatever you master is usually what's going to also give you the opportunity to feed yourself, right? Professionally, right? Feed yourself, feed your family, provide for your community, et cetera, et cetera. So that being said, in the 7 Google Calendar hacks that I created, I really give the tools, right? The secret sauce, if you will, for how to use a tool, to begin to carve out your time in a way that gives you the opportunity to choose mastery. And even if you're not going to choose mastery, you at the very least have the opportunity to choose how you can show up in your own life and for the people that you care about and for the people that you love, right? In a way that empowers them, in a way that empowers you, in a way that has you feel actually really secure and focused on what you want to create next or what you want to create in the future, right? So um, I'm gonna kind of continue to peel back at the layers of this, but for now, I had to do this uh, episode, this quick conversation about this because I connected the dot, and the dot that was connected was the path to mastery is a function of how we master time. And how we master time is a function of the tools sometimes that we need or use in order for us to protect it and hedge it. Because time is the greatest asset that we have, right? If we really think it through, it's not money. Because if you had all the money in the world and I told you were dying in 5 seconds, what would you want more of? You want more time, right? So that being said, if you haven't checked out the secrets, the 7 secret Google Calendar hacks that I mentioned, if you are a digital calendar person, okay, take a look at it. Right now, you have the opportunity to take it, go through the training, right, and roll with it. And after you do that, provide a review. And I have a special gift that I'm actually giving to those of you who choose to take the course and then provide a review. Okay. There'll be more about that later. I'll be posting about it. If you're not on my email list, I've just actually shout out an email to that list. And so they're the first to get it. So if you are interested in getting a gift for taking the course and writing a review, um, let me know. You can actually send me a direct message and I'll get you all the details to it. But at the very least, what you owe to yourself is an opportunity to take it, participate in it, especially if you're committed to mastery. Does that make sense? So that's it. I got to run. I've got things to take care of this morning. But I will catch up with you guys. Please, please, please don't be one of those people that thinks in your head, oh, I know that already. Don't be one of those people. I get those people. I've come across those people as I've been doing this campaign over these past few weeks and engaging with people. Don't let arrogance erode your opportunity to be masterful. Okay, like for real. What did Kendrick Lamar say? Be humble. Yeah. So be humble. Okay. Participate in the program. Open, keep your eyes and your heart and your mind open, and let yourself be blown away. Okay. I'll leave the link for you guys. Those of you who are seeing this on YouTube, I'll leave the link for you below. For those of you who are on Instagram, it'll be in the bio link, right? The 7 secret Google calendar hacks, right? And that's that. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. I realize that I need to really make the most of that. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, like and comment and subscribe, all that good stuff that needs to happen there. And if you're on Instagram, go on, head over to the YouTube channel. That link is also in my bio link. And that's it. So anyway, got to run. Hope this has been meaningful. Hope this is kind of giving you a little bit of a splash of cold water in the face. Like, whoo, yeah, right. As you go off to work today or wherever you're headed, whenever you catch this, are you committed to mastery? Are you committed to ordinary? Nothing wrong with ordinary, as long as you realize that when times get tough, mastery is probably the answer. Okay? All right, guys. I'll see you guys soon.